Hi, I'm Morgan from Whole Latte Love, and I'm here with one of the espresso experts, Mark Jackson, and we're going to talk about the Rancilio Silvia today. Mark's going to go over a brief history, some key features, we're going to talk about some comparisons, and some operational tips. So Mark, why don't you start with some of the history of this machine?
Morgan, thank you. Well, the Rancilio Silvia is probably one of the most popular machines that we sell, and actually has a long heritage. It was introduced in the United States in the early 1990s, and actually it was named after one of the family members of the Rancilio family. The machine right now is on its third version, so there has been some different modifications through time. One of the features that you'll notice on version 3 is actually that the steam wand, before it used to just go side to side, now it articulates on a ball joint for full motion, and they've also updated the steam knob as well to give it a little bit better feel.
So Mark, tell us some of the key features of the Silvia.
There's a lot of great things about the Silvia. Certainly many of these features have been analyzed and discussed on many of the forums, so I'm just going to go through over some of the key features. One thing that's important to realize about the Silvia, it does have a 12-ounce brass boiler, so it's a great feature to have. What the brass boiler means, it gives you very temperature stable conditions to work with. Of course, your heat up time is a little bit longer than some of the other machines. Generally, people like to warm the machine somewhere between 12 and 20 minutes to make sure that you're a good stable temperature. Another nice feature about the machines that the Silvia has compared to some of our other machines, it actually has 3 buttons. So you have a brew button, you have a steam button, and then you have a kind of a neat, unique button, which is a hot water button. On a lot of the machines, what you need to do is you have to hit the brew button, open up the steam one, and get hot in order to get hot water. On this machine, all you do is hit the hot water button and open up the steam one, you're going to get hot water, so it's pretty easy to use. Another nice feature, it does come with a rather heavy portafilter, commercial style portafilter, same type of portafilter used on the Rancilio commercial machines. It also has a commercial style group head, which is great for retaining heat, brewing a consistent shot. And as you can see, the machine is all made out of stainless steel. You can get fingerprints on it if you're not too careful. And then another thing is the machine also has a 3-way solenoid valve. And what the 3-way solenoid valve does, it gives you the ability, after your shot is brewed, there's going to be water stuck between the solenoid valve and the group head. What it will do is take that pressurized water and kick it back out down into your drip tray. So discharge the pressurized water. And what that does is it will give you a much drier, nicer puck when you take it out of the machine. And then also, as of recently, before Rancilio never really recommended back flushing the machine, even though it had a solenoid valve. Recently, Rancilio has said that yes, perhaps you should back flush your machine, and that will help to keep your group head clean and free of oils and things like that.
Mark, why might I choose a Silvia over some other similar machines?
Well, first and foremost is because we sell it. That might be one of the reasons why you would choose it, okay? And it has a lot of great features. One is it's all stainless steel, so it looks nice. It also has a large boiler.
What does a large boiler give you?
Good question. What that gives you is it gives you better temperature stability. Another nice feature about a larger boiler is that you're going to get more steam power, because boiler size is going to be directly related to steam power. So the great thing about this, it does have a lot of steam power. A lot of people, you can do latte art type of milk with this boiler, which you can't do on some of the other machines. Some of the other features compared to some of the other machines we sell are it's going to be very well built. It's designed to last for years. One of the things that I really like about that maybe we don't talk about enough is the fact that this machine versus any other machines we sell, probably because it's one of the biggest sellers of the semi-automatic machines, it is so well documented on the internet, different user groups, different forum groups that like it, that basically you can read, find out anything about your machine. And one of the nice things before you buy it, you might want to read those forums and see if this is the machine for you. Some of the other features that I really like is it has rocker switches, which have proven to be very durable over time. I also like the fact of the 3-way solenoid, as we mentioned before, helps keep the machine clean. You can back flush with it. The portafilter is a very heavy duty portafilter. The drip tray is stainless steel. Another thing that the Rancilio has, if you forget to put water in for some reason or leave it on overnight accidentally, the machine does have a built-in safety called a high limit reset. So what you can do is a very simple thing. We actually have an email on it. and we can send it to you. Just go in there, you push the little thing down, it resets it, and you're back in business making coffee the next day. It has a decent sized water reservoir on it. And then if you want, in your hard water areas, we also have available basically a miniature cartridge that you can slip into the water, take on the inlet line, and then you charge that with salt if you happen to live in a high lime calcium content area in your water, and it acts like a miniature Culligan system and will help to keep your machine operational for a long time.
And lastly, Mark, why don't you give us some operational tips?
I would love to do that. One of the things about the machine is that because it has a large boiler, you really need to let it warm up, as we mentioned before. Some people say up to 20 minutes. I say somewhere maybe between 12 and 18 minutes will certainly give you a nice stable brew temperature to start with, or up to steaming temperature. As with many of our machines, what you do want to do is you're going to run some hot water through the group head just to kind of stabilize the whole process. And then let's get into one of the things that's most often talked about with the Silvia, and we should certainly pay attention to. People say it's a finicky machine relating to the grind. I kind of agree. I would put it better that you need to have the correct grind to make the machine work up to its potential. This machine has all the potential in the world of brewing a great shot, and it may seem kind of goofy to say this, but I would say really consider spending a lot more money on a grinder than maybe what you had planned on spending, because this machine has the capability with a great grinder to make a great shot. And what I mean by that is, the better the grinder, the better the shot you're going to get. So you can read about that online. We've got a lot of great grinders to choose from, but really consider what grinder to get, and I can't emphasize that enough. Another feature about the machine is what you want to do is there's a lighted system on here. It will tell you when it's up to temperature, which is key. So if you're at steam temperature, it'll let you know. If you're at brew temperature, it'll let you know. And what you want to do is, I would recommend steaming your milk first, because it's easier to cool down than to heat up, as we probably all know. So we're going to steam our milk first, and then what we can do, if you want to kind of cool down the boiler a little bit quicker, there is some tricks. What you might want to do is you can hit the hot water button after you steam your milk. That, of course, is going to fill the boiler with cool water. That's going to make the boiler cool down a little bit quicker, so you're not going to have such a long dragged out time between steaming and brewing. Another feature of the machine that you want to be aware of is you always want to time your shots. That's one thing when you're brewing your shots. It's just a stable thing. You can tell if you're on your mark or off your mark, no pun intended, just by the shot time. So if you hit the shot time you want, you know you've done the right thing with the right grinder. Another thing is, after you steam your milk, as with any machine, you want to purge your steam wand, and you want to make sure you wipe it down afterwards. You always want to keep your portafilter in the machine. That keeps your gasket a little bit fresher, so you don't have to change it so often. You always want to make sure you clean out when you're done. Another thing is, with the Silvia, I would not recommend leaving it on all day. It's just operationally, it's probably not the best thing for the machine. There is a little bit of warm-up time, so plan ahead, turn it on, let's say 15, 20 minutes before you want to make that second or third or fourth drink of the day, however you want. And that's another tip that you should pay attention to. It just plugs into your normal household outlet. And another thing I'd recommend, like with any of your machines, to protect your investment, I'd even put a surge protector on the machine just to protect it.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for walking us through the Silvia, Mark. I'm Morgan from Whole Latte Love. This is the Rancilio Silvia, and it's available now at wholelattelove.com. Thanks for watching.
Whole Latte Love is your resource for everything coffee. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily updates on new coffee gear, plus hundreds of videos including how-tos, equipment reviews, recipes, expert technical advice, and more.